It feels so nice for others to know how I felt. Will Barca come with their B squad for the next game? There is no next game. There is no second leg. Prank my friends. Well, okay, peace out, Barca, if you're not already gone yet. I'm slightly confused as to why. At Corona, there is no like because the next season, you know, but because of Corona, the whole season has been shifted backwards. So there is no such thing as a second leg. It's why there's no home and away game. We're playing these games all in Portugal, just one-off games. It's because the next season already starts, for us at least. The next season already starts in September, so we kind of need to get like this off right now. Finish the Champions League campaign right now, and then we don't have a summer. We don't have a summer period as well. Like we're literally just going to. If we get to the final, of course, that's a big if. If we get to the final, we're gonna have like a 2-week rest, and then we're really gonna. Then our Bundesliga season campaign starts right from the get-go again. So there's not gonna be much of a break, and that's primarily because of Corona, and that's why we don't have a home and away leg, because we don't have that time. You know, seasons have to be played out because otherwise clubs will go into administration, and that's just the way it is. You look at some of the big clubs as well already, like Arsenal, for example, who've had to lay off 52 people of their team. Like the Corona, the match day, money, that's a huge part of football nowadays, and the TV money is a huge part of football as well. So, Champions League is all crammed into this tiny little space. Congratulations, now go and win the thing. LFC Aaron, I very much hope so. I very much hope so. After a performance like this, of course, I'd be hype, alright? I'm not even gonna kid you, I'm not even gonna kid anyone, right? Of course, after a performance like this, I would be hype. Am I going to let this performance go to my head? Absolutely not. But we played some fantastic stuff. We're playing some fantastic stuff. We've played some fantastic stuff since Flick took over. And we're going to continue playing some fantastic stuff as long as Flick is there. So I'm all for it. I hope... well, if Manchester City win tomorrow, they're going to be our biggest challenge, in my opinion, for the Champions League trophy. And it's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be a very interesting game. This game was all about Messi, Lewandowski. Next game, if Manchester City win, will it be all about Pep? Pep couldn't do it at Bayern. Can he do it at Manchester City? Pep is his old players. Oh, yes, Pep is his old player. Like, that's going to be the big news story after that game. It's going to annoy me, but, it's just the way it is. Really hope you guys win it. You never walk alone. Jake Taylor, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I really hope so as well. I mean, of course, I'm hoping so as well. I mean, I can't complain, of course. I can't complain, but I do hope so as well. This is the best. This is the most confident I've been with us winning the Champions League, I have to say, because we're actually looking like a good team from front to back, all the way. Everyone knows the team. Everyone knows their roles. We're just looking like a very, very solid squad, and we have the best chance. We're favourites. I will say that. I just hope we don't get overconfident. I will love an all-German final. That will just shut every pundit up. They will finally stop calling Bundesliga a farmers' league. I mean, Akshat, the thing is, right, and I'm not against an all-German final, because the last all-German final against Dortmund, we won. But Leipzig is the only team this season that we've not beaten. In all the games that we've played against them, they're the only team that we've not beaten. So they are a very good team. They are a team that can cause us a lot of problems, and so I'd much rather. I know PSG has a Neymar and Mbappe factor, which would probably be more dangerous to us, I guess. But like, we haven't done that well against Leipzig this season. So, who would I much rather face between those two if we make it to the final? I can't say. I can't say. All right, I can honestly not say. But regardless, we'll see when we get there, I guess. You know, there's no point worrying about that now. We'll see when we get there. Mr. Germany. And some people will still try and argue that Messi deserves the Ballon d'Or more than Levy. I mean, I've already given my take on that. This season, Lewandowski deserves it. It's just a fact of life. This season, Lewandowski deserves it more than any other players. I thought that before this game. I'm thinking this after this game, and I'll think that when the season is over. Ballon d'Or certainly not being made this season. Of course not. Rummenigge is trying to get the Ballon d'Or back, of course, but we'll see whether he can work his magic. We'll see. Praying for Xavi Hernandez. As your coach? Is that what you're trying to say? As your coach? Interesting. La Liga, a farmers' league. All right, let's not go that way. Come on, lads. Calm down, everyone. I feel sorry for Messi. Messi is a good player. He's won plenty. Shoot, it's time that he took a loss as well. I mean, he took a loss against a lot of these players as well. But that's just football. You know, you win some, you lose some, as long as the outcome is income. That's the way it is. Stop screaming into your mic, mate. RS, I'm sorry, but like, I'm happy. I'm happy, alright? I'm in a very good mood today. I'm in a very good mood today for obvious reasons. I kind of want to sit back right now and rewatch the game, honestly. I just want to sit back, rewatch the game, and see people's reactions to it. I might do a video about this game tomorrow again. My post-match review will be out later on today. What I will say, though, right now is thank you everyone who joined us. And, yeah, what do you think of Manuel Neuer? Manuel Neuer is back to his best. I said this already, but, like, he's been treated a little bit unfairly. He's being treated a little bit unfairly. Because he had a massive injury 2 years ago. He came back, wasn't that great. I was one of the first people that criticized him back then. He wasn't that great when he came back from his injury. But I was also the person that said he was out for 6 months. I'm going to give him 6 months time to really get back into match fitness, get back into like the squad zone and so forth. And he's been fantastic since then. It took him a while to get back, but now he's back to his best form. He hasn't really dropped off in performance at all. Like straight up. I think he's as good as he was in his best time. Honestly, as good as he was in probably like 2014, when I would say he was at his best. That's what I'm gonna say. Did you notice how wide the pitch was? Boateng is giving long balls inside Barca's half. Like what the flip? Look. I don't know about how wide the pitch was. I don't think the pitch necessarily. Oh, Miller got the man of the match award. Nice. I'm just seeing that right now. He's gotten makes sense. He got 2 goals. I don't know how many he assisted. He probably assisted all of them. But Barcelona, they tried to press us centrally. First of all, they tried it, with man marking in the first 10 minutes. Then they tried it through a diamond shape. That didn't really work out. Then they tried it later on through triangles. That didn't really work out. And then in the second half, they tried it through keeping a straight line, which also didn't work out. So they tried it multiple ways to contain our midfield as centre, especially try to get Thiago and Goretzka off the ball. Which, if you commit that many men to the centre, you're just going to leave a lot of space on the wings. So we just had that, we had that opportunity, which is why a lot of times you would see there being a massive distance between their midfielders and their fullbacks, because the midfielders were kind of like in the second half at least, they were in a U shape almost, so we were just behind them, we could run past them, and that's why we had so many opportunities through the wings as well. Will Thiago leave to Liverpool? Yes, most likely. Thiago's going to leave. I'll say that much. That much is probably a guarantee at this point, considering that even Rummenigge has come out and said, yeah, Thiago wants to find a different challenge. Rummenigge said as well, like, if I was Thiago, I'd probably go to the Premier League. He's been he's been in Spain, he's been in Germany. It'd probably be best for him to go Premier League next. The rumors are that we are wanting 30 million euros, which I think is a fair price. I know Corona has hit and whatnot, and he's only got a few years left on his contract. I still think for a player of his quality, that's a very fair price. Are Liverpool going to get him, though? That's the real question. Will he go to Liverpool? I think at the end of the season, at the end of the transfer window, yes. But I think they're going to try and haggle and try and get like the price down. No matter which, if Thiago stays, I'm happy. If he goes, he was a very amazing player for us. So regardless what happens with Thiago, he's been amazing for us. That's all I can say. And by the way, Lewandowski has 14 goals now. He still has a chance to beat Ronaldo's record. Hope he does. I mean, yeah. I personally don't care about individual records that much, but for Lewandowski's sake, I do hope he does it. I don't want Thiago to leave. We need to keep him. I mean, as I said, if he leaves, then I will be happy for all he's done at Bayern. If he stays, I'm happy that he stays as well. Well done, bro. Thank you very much, Super Red fan. Barca on decline. I'm a Dortmund fan, but dang, it was entertaining watching Bayern destroy Barca. Most certainly, it was fun. A lot of jolly good fun. Searching for a Barca fan channel so I can see that. Ooh. See, this is the thing, right? I've already said the reason why I changed my name to Bayernfantv, right, is because I wanted to move. The plan was moving to Germany, right? Moving back to Germany. That was my plan for next year. Moving back to Germany and then doing fun reactions, that kind of thing. All right. Corona hit, and that kind of threw a wrench in my plans. Also, my uncle currently is living with my grandparents, so that also kind of threw a wrench in my plans. So there's a massive wrench in my plans. Now I may still live in. I may still just continue living in England and just go to Germany whenever there's a match day, I could do that. That's very much a thing that I could do. The flights aren't too expensive, and then do that. But with Corona, everything's kind of just thrown up. Everything's just kind of a mess at the moment. So we'll see. Maybe like maybe it will take me until 2022, not 2021. But we'll see. All right. Watch Booga, Luis, and FCB. What's Barca? Is that FCB Talk? Yeah, that's FCB Talk. He's got a great channel. Honestly, he's got a great channel. He's a level-headed person. He's just someone that thinks rationally, and I like that. I like that very much. So I very much like that. Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy I enjoy his videos, and I'm gonna probably enjoy his videos as well. You know, with the season going on. Also, I'm scared to play Bayern this season. I'll just Bayern with Sané. Oh lord. Hey, we still haven't seen how Sané will do for us, of course. But yeah, if we keep the thing is, it's always been a thing. Like if we keep a healthy, a fit squad, we are very difficult to beat. We just have never been able to keep a healthy squad. This season, we've not been that healthy either, but we've just have a lot more. It's why we've gone for a lot more of a versatile squad, where like we have a lot of players that can fit in multiple positions, and that's exactly why we've been able to keep such a good squad, even with all our injuries. You know, Sule obviously came back in this game. He came back against Chelsea, granted, but like he really came back into this game as well. You know, he's still not fully fit. Coleman also came back in this game. You know, also had an injury. So we have a lot of players that have injuries, that have had injuries, and it's just been very good. It's just been a very good team, just very good team from back to front. Don't be surprised if Barcelona are playing in the Europa League. I don't think that's ever going to happen. They have way too much money. They have way too much talent. The team isn't good. Like they don't work good as a team. They have the talent though. They have that good team. Like they have the good players. They're just not working as a team. They need a real coach. Once they have that, I think they can make it. I think they'll be a threat in like 2-3 years time once they have a good coach. But they just don't have that. It's why I was so confident in this game, because they just don't have that. A coach that can really. Is this video being posted? No, the full thing is being posted later. The full match watch along is being posted, which obviously includes this as well. But my review, which was part of this video as well, is also being posted later, which I might just do from the end of the game until this part, which will be a very long post-match review. But yeah, that's basically what I'm gonna be doing. So it will be posted later, in case that's what you're wondering. I noticed a new mic. Yo, man, I just want to say that I've been watching you for over 4 years already, and I really hope you keep on consistent upload. Consistent uploads is my issue. I will always upload. Like, this channel is never going anywhere. Consistent upload is the issue. I wouldn't say a very busy person, but I'm not a person that wants to talk about the most mundane things. I don't want to talk about what the coaches say. I don't want to talk about what the players do in their private life. That just doesn't interest me. So I want to do my pre-match, my post-match, my review, my things. I also wanted to bring back my tactical analysis, which I've done in the past, where I actually break down a team's tactics and so on and so forth. But those videos were always taken down right away because of copyright, because I couldn't use pictures, I couldn't use clips, I couldn't use anything. So that's why I stopped doing them. I think my most successful video at this point of all time has been the tactical analysis against Arsenal, where I broke down why we beat them 5-1. But they just get taken down too quickly. So I need to think of like things that I can do that I find interesting. I don't just want to make videos for the sake of making videos. I want to make videos that I enjoy doing. That's kind of what it boils down to at the end of the day. But I do appreciate that. I know it's a new mic. It's actually not a new mic. It's just a new arm. It's the same old mic, which is the Blue Yeti. I've got a level 2 at the back that I've broken. I had a blue snowball as well. I've gone through a lot of mics honestly, but I just put a new arm just so I can kind of move that around like that, have it on my desk at all times, and like move it away as well. So it's not a new mic, but yeah. Suarez is just a diver. Hey, I'm not gonna say anything about that. I'm not gonna say anything about that. But there were a few challenges in this game where I'm like, you're really going down because of that. That's kind of sad, bro. that's my thought on a few of those moments. To be completely honest, I'm glad my team is stuck in the Europa. Much rather a 1-0 defeat to Sevilla than a 10-0 thrashing from you guys. Lake Snake. Look, I understand that sentiment. I understand that sentiment fully, but I feel like Granted, the Champions League is not always a one-legged competition, especially this season. It's a one-legged competition. So this season, anything is possible, which is why I'm not really counting Lyon out against Manchester City. Anything is possible in a one-legged competition. We are, obviously, us Bayern are very much used to a one-legged competition because we are also in the DFB Pokal, which is a one-legged competition. So we have that experience to know that we have to perform on a day, which is why we obviously played like this. But anything is possible in football. I would never say that your team is going to get thrashed. Like if I was a supporter of a small team, obviously I'm not. I was born in Munich, so I guess I kind of was lucky that I was born in Munich and grew up in Munich and started supporting Munich from that aspect. But if I were like a supporter of a small club, I would always give my team a chance. But I'm just a confident person then at the end of the day. So I'm like, yeah, we can beat Bayern 5-0. I'm all there for it. Like if I was a small team, I'd be like, yeah, we can beat them 5-0. Likely wouldn't happen, but hope dies last. Hope dies last. I see why Neuer is Germany's #1. I wish my club Manchester United was run like your club Bayern. That's what it boils down to a lot. Like if you look at our board is the reason why we're so successful. Yes, we always have good coaches, but not every coach works out. Our club is our management, I should say, is the reason the reason why we do certain signings. Our team, has always been injured. If you look at our past 4 or 5 years, we've always been injured. Come April, come May, come the important Champions League phases. So what they've said, okay, we're gonna get versatile players. We've got Lucas Hernandez, our biggest buy ever for 80 million euros. We got him because he could play left back and he could play centre back. So we got a lot of versatile players. Kimmich, obviously, midfield, now right back. We have a lot of players that can play multiple positions, and that's because we had so many injuries, and that's why it's paying off so well right now. Sané is another player. Now Sané, obviously, winger, but he can play on the right and the left wing. Coleman play on the right and left wing. Gnabry play on the right and the left wing. Perisic, is he gonna stay? I don't know. He wants to stay. The club wants to get him as well. If we can reduce his wage and everything, which he would accept, it's just that Inter want a certain amount of money from him. So I don't know how that transfer is going to go. But he's also a player that can slot into multiple positions. Gnabry can also play as a striker. So we have a lot of versatile positions. Müller, in the absolute emergency, could play as a striker or on a wing. So we are very flexible, and that's because we have so many. That's because we've had so many injuries. That's why our board has made the signings that they've done to be as flexible as we can and to allow us to have as much variety and versatility as possible, which is which is why we're at this spot right now. Neuer or Ter Stegen? I mean, I'll be honest, Neuer. Neuer. I know I'm biased. I think Ter Stegen is better with his foot, but I think leadership, Neuer, shot stopping, Neuer, and I think calmness as well, Neuer. For me, the big distinction between those two, I mean, shot stopping, I would probably say maybe easy, maybe even, but maybe just slightly Neuer. But for me, the big thing is, and I've said this before, that Ter Stegen has a mistake in him. He didn't have a mistake in him today, but he generally has a mistake in him a game. And while he's a great shot stopper, that mistake is costly. That's costly. Neuer obviously made a mistake against Chelsea, so some may argue, well, Neuer has a mistake in him too. But Neuer rarely ever makes a mistake, so it's just rarely ever. So that's why for me, Neuer, any day of the week. Your prediction was double. Did you see that coming? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I said 4-1, we got 8-2. I mean, 4-1 was technically spot on in the first half and 4-1 in the second half. So my prediction wasn't for the whole game. I was just talking about the first half, of course. I couldn't make that. Hopefully we win the Champions League and your channel blows up. Look, my channel is now going to blow up. I'm way too inconsistent for my channel to blow up, and I accept that. I don't. Let me rephrase that. I was gonna say I don't want my channel to go big. Who cares? I don't mind if it goes big, or I don't care if it stays small. For me, what matters is that I can get my opinions out there, which is why I started the channel in the first place. I didn't start the channel to get big or anything of that sort. I started this channel to I started this channel to get my thoughts out, because I used to write for football, and then the side that I used to write, they got rid of me, and I was like, I want to talk about football, so I made this channel and talked about football, and that's really what it boiled down to. I want to talk about football, Bayern specifically. I've been thinking about creating another channel where I just talk about football in general, about any club that I watch football from, but I'm too inconsistent with this channel. I'd be too inconsistent with that channel as well, so I probably won't. Shoot. Things to help grow your channel. 1. Top 10s, anything Bayern related. 2. History of the club, entire club in parts. Yeah, I mean, I could do that. The history of the entire clubs is something that I have been thinking about doing. But I do want to use pictures as well. And to do that, I'd have to... I don't want to use pictures that are copyrighted. Because I know people put a lot of effort, time into like into like taking pictures and so on and so forth. They're photographers. So I do want to credit them, and I'm just not at that financial level right now where I can like buy, you know, random still images and just like use them in a video. That's not where I'm at right now, and that's not how much I want to spend onto this channel right now. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll definitely come up with a few things. Tactical analysis won't be the thing, but I'll definitely come up with a few other things that I could do. 8. Playlist, watch and listen. Yes, most certainly. I'm Brazilian Bayern. Welcome. Welcome here. I was trying to think of what I could say, but like I can't speak. I don't know. Hola. That's really it. But like that's sad. That's sad. I can't say more than that. 18 years. Nice. I did not expect this at all. This is unprecedented. Anup, yes. Who is faster, Alphonso Davies or Kylian Mbappe? I would go with Alphonso Davies. Alphonso Davies broke the speed record in the Bundesliga this season. And we've had some amazing speedsters in the Bundesliga. Like Ian Robin broke the speed record in the World Cup. So Alphonso Davies breaking his speed record in the Bundesliga says a lot. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say to that. Do you feel pain? No. No. Davies or Robertson? Okay, look. It's this Davies' first season as a left back, alright? I don't want to say that Davies is the best left back in the world, but I will say that he's the best player in the world of all time. Simple. Simple. Did you see that assist he made today? Best player of all time. Best GOAT. Greatest of all time. That's what Davies is, alright? That's what Davies is, alright? Do you watch 4 for Tunes? Someone asked me that earlier. The answer to that is I used to watch them during the 2014 World Cup, but I haven't really seen any of their latest videos at all. So, yeah, I haven't seen any of their newer videos at all since like 2014. So there's probably plenty of videos that I can go back and watch now. Daz's football stand. Way! What a great result for Bayern. Barca worse than Spurs. I'm gobsmacked, man. The way we played today was absolutely fantastic. The way Bayern played today was absolutely fantastic. Barcelona have themselves to blame as well, but Bayern did everything right, so I can't fault anyone. I can't fault anyone at all. Parabéns. No idea what that means. I'm so friggin' happy. Mandeep, very much agree with you. I'm just happy Levy scored. Yeah, I mentioned that during the game as well, that like Levy, he really wanted to score. Like everyone besides Coman scored, which is fun. Everyone besides Coman from our attacking players scored. Gnabry scored. Müller scored. Lewandowski scored. Perisic scored. Then the substitutions. Coutinho scored. Every one of our attacking players besides Coman scored, which I think Coman might feel down about that, but I'm just glad that it shows that like all of our players can score, and that's fantastic. Bayern Mamba number 5 you should watch. Oh, I most certainly will. David is a top 3 left backs in my opinion. I mean, after the season, who can really say it? Who can really deny that? To be completely honest, what an assist from Davies for Kimmich's goal. Great movement on the ball. Yeah, absolutely. Müller is such a comedian in 4 for 2. I do remember that. All my friends hate that I like Bayern, but now they are quiet. Bayern Munich, the best team in the world, a real team. Mandeep, abso-friggin-lutely. I'm also going to call it quits here in a few seconds. Lewandowski should have had 2 goals. Lewandowski had a fantastic game, don't get me wrong. I mean, in my opinion, best player today was definitely Müller. He got the man of the match. I think he very much deserved that man of the match. Lewandowski definitely could have had more goals. I think as a team we could have had more goals. I think there were a few poor decision that we had that we definitely could have used, that we definitely could have exploited. Like, we were in very good positions a few times. We just didn't really use our chances that clinically. But, I mean, how can I complain when we've won 8 goals? But there's definitely more that we can improve on. Like, I thought that we were a few times in the second half, in the first half, where we got into very good positions, or if we made the right pass. I think one chance that I can think back to is Lewandowski. Lewandowski, when everyone else had scored except him, there was a chance where Perisic was free on the right, and Lewandowski didn't pass the ball to Perisic. Lewandowski didn't pass the ball to Perisic because he wanted his goal, and it was stopped. Like little things like that, we definitely have to work on. It's the first season under Flick. Obviously, Flick came in halfway through the season, and you've seen what fantastic work he's done. So there are things that we can definitely work on. Corners, we need to work on our corners, definitely. Like corners, we're the worst corner team in Europe. I don't think we've scored a single goal from corners this season. We're that bad at corners. It doesn't make sense. Last season, amazing corners. 2 seasons ago, amazing at corners. 3 seasons ago, amazing at corners. This season, for some reason, terrible at corners. It makes no sense. Now, that's also one thing that we can improve upon. There's a lot of things that we can improve upon. But we're using our strengths and we're covering up our weaknesses. So I'm happy with how we're playing. I'm happy with how we're doing. And quite frankly, the fact that I can see what needs to be worked on means that Flick should be able to see what needs to be worked on as well. Which means that we don't have a summer break. That's the annoying thing, on a summer training session. Otherwise, I could say we could definitely work on those things. So I'm waiting until winter. Maybe like during the winter break we can work, if there is a winter break, granted. But maybe like during the winter break we can work on those things, and then we could be an even better team. So the only way is up. Upwards, onwards, forwards. As I say, upwards, onwards, forwards. Who would win, Liverpool or Bayern, if they play? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Jamie Cornwell. I mean, look. I'm an honest person. I've always been an honest person. I have always been an honest person. I will always be an honest person, alright? If Bayern played against Liverpool... Alright, which Liverpool are we talking about? Are we talking about the Liverpool that, before they won the Premier League, or are we talking about the Liverpool after they won the Premier League? If it's the Liverpool after they won the Premier League, Bayern would beat them. If it's the Liverpool before they won the Premier League, I think it would be a good game. I think it would be... The thing is, Liverpool has the speed. Barcelona didn't have the speed. Liverpool has the speed. I will say this right now, they wouldn't win the midfield battle, but they have the speed to counter us, and that would be dangerous because we have speed as well, obviously, and our fullbacks and even our centre backs. But they have the speed, which could cause us a lot of troubles and get them in a lot of good positions. So it would be a good game. That's all. I'm gonna leave it at that. It would be a good game. I'm not gonna say who would win. I think Bayern would win, but I think it would be a very, very close game, which is why I think the Manchester City game will be very interesting as well, because I think Manchester City will actually try and I think Manchester City will try and outplay us, and I think that might either backfire on them hard, like it did for Barcelona, who tried to outplay us today, or it might work. It can go either way. So that's why the Manchester City game for me is going to be the most difficult game that we're going to have this season, in the Champions League at least. Do you take call-ins? I really do want to, like, do like a hangout kind of thing where like people can come in as well. So as of right now, I don't. But like this may change in the future, Daza. This may change in the future where like people can come into this stream and voice their opinions. But as of right now, I'm just not set up for that. So at the moment, no, unfortunately. Let Neuer go up on the corner. That would be something. That would be something. I mean, then shoot, we might actually have a threat on corners. Well, there will always be things we can improve on. And precisely. There is always things we can improve upon. And the thing is, it's Flick's first season as well. I mean, Flick, he knows a lot of the players, a lot of the German players, because he used to be under Jogi Löw. And obviously, the big thing has always been that, well, Jogi Löw, he really is just the motivator. Flick is the one that comes up with all the tactics. That people have said that since like 2012. I've always just been like, I mean, they're a team. Jogi Löw and Flick, they're a team, right? So I don't think anybody's really superseding anyone there. They're working together, But now he's kind of proving it. He's kind of proving it. That like he's just very, very good. I don't think we did anything especially. I don't think we did anything tactically that necessarily beat Barcelona today. I think just as a team we beat them. I don't think necessarily like we're tactically there, but we have a system that works, and we try to play the high line today, obviously. Which worked. We pressed them high up because we knew that they would try and like play out from the back, which worked. It's like simple things that work, like nothing like overly complex tactically with like special formations. Like as I was saying, like for me, if this was Pep Guardiola, Not to take a shot at Pep Guardiola, I think he's a fantastic coach. But if this was Pep Guardiola, after we were up 4-1 in the first half, I think what Pep Guardiola would have done is sub out Goretzka for, say, Sula, and then play with a free centre-backs, you know, Alaba, Boateng, and Sula, and have Davies and Kimmich move forward, move to like midfield or further up as well. I think we would have done a lot more things, a lot more changes tactically, but I think that also kind of would have lost us our structure. So I think that's what Pep would have done. But like, we keep it very simple. We keep it very simple. We stick to a game plan. If it doesn't work, we have a plan B. But like, we're not gonna change everything up, if that makes sense. On the fly, change everything up. Like, the team has a plan A and plan B before the game, and they're executing that. And that's really what it boils down to. Like, we're not changing things up depending on, oh, this player's having a bad game. Okay, let's change it all up, where we suddenly went from a 4-3-3 to a 3-4-3 or 3-3-3-1, or, you know, we're not doing drastic changes like that. We're just doing little adjustments here and there that we've already prepared. That's what it seemed like, at least. Who knows how it really is, but that's how it seemed like, at least, you know, compared to like Pep Guardiola, where like I was like thinking, okay, what can we do? What if I was Pep? What would I do right now? And then he would do that basically. Like, well, you have to like think 10 steps ahead. I don't have that anymore, which is why it's a lot easier and it's a lot more pleasant and a lot more easier to figure out what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. That's kind of what it boils down to. One thing I want to say after actually, let me just see that message, because that was redacted. We ran almost 10 kilometers more today. That is something I friggin' love on the flick. Yeah, that pressing from, you figure that we'd get tired in the second half, but we still kept pressing in the second half, which is why I commend the team so much, because it doesn't matter if we're up 7-0, well, 7-2 I guess at that point, we still go for it, which is I very much like. Like, we scored 3 goals in the 80th minute until the 90th minute. You know, 3 goals in the last 10 minutes of the game. It just shows you how hungry we are, and that's what I liked so much about the Chelsea game. I know the performance was good as well, but what I liked so much about the Chelsea game was that we were so hungry. We wanted to score even more goals, and that's very much on show right now here as well, which I'm all for. Because that's when we are at the best, when we go for it, when we're hungry, when we're thirsty, when we want that victory. That's when we look so good. One thing I want to say, after the situation with Lewandowski was unsettled and was linked with Real Madrid, he changed. Now he plays for the team. Such a great thing to watch. Yeah, most certainly. Although I think he's always played for the team. I mean, there was definitely a moment today in this game where like everyone scored besides him, and he was a little bit more greedy than he should have been. But I mean, I don't blame him for that at all. He's a striker. He wants his goals. I don't blame him for that at all. In my opinion, Lewandowski is the best striker in the world. I don't disagree with that in the slightest at all. Will Müller get a call up from Germany again? If Joachim Löw wasn't such a fraud, yes. But he's gonna be stubborn and he's gonna be like, no, I'm not gonna go back on my word. If he was smart, he would bring Müller back into the squad, and then Germany would actually play good. He's not gonna do that though. And that's why I'm like, fraud. Should have been sacked. But he's got that World Cup to his name, so he's immune to getting sacked, which is a shame. But should have been sacked in my opinion. But I would hate to be Barcelona right now. My goodness, the puns are already in full force right now. Hummels will complete this team. Hummels is not coming back, bro. Hummels would be good, but I think Süle is an adequate replacement. Auf geht's, ihr Roten. Raumdeuter. The Raumdeuter today did a lot of great work with Müller. A lot of great work with Müller. Honestly, the team ever scored 8 goals and an own goal in one game. I'm sure there are plenty. If I were to go back in time, I could... Alright, not against Barcelona. There was a stat earlier that Barcelona has only ever conceded more than 5 goals in European competitions ever. And those were like from 1976 and 1980s, right? So like, they haven't conceded that many goals in a long time. So, yeah. Yeah. What we changed in VAR and the UCL... more transparency. There's not enough transparency. Like, for example, the Lewandowski goal that he scored today, there was no real angles that showed the lines or anything of that sort. There's no, you know, compared to like the VAR in the Bundesliga, for example. In the Bundesliga, it's much quicker. Like, you get to a decision, 20 seconds, and you got your decision. You see the calibrated lines, everything. You don't really get that in the Champions League. So I would have that there, so we have more transparency. That's my big criticism, actually, of it. So what happened? Someone pinch me, please. I might be dreaming. It's reality. You're awake, fam. You're awake. You speak German? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I was born in Munich. Lived there. I can't. I used to be able to say I lived there for half my life, but no, not anymore. I lived there for 11 years of my life, and I've lived 13 years in England now. Miller was on fire today. The entire team actually, but he specifically was all over. Yeah, yeah. He scored 2 goals. I don't know how many he assisted, but he was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Without Flick, he is a fraud. Oh my goodness. VP, calm down there. Calm down there. Unless you're talking about Joachim Löw. That's okay. Okay, yeah, you might be talking about him. Okay, fine. Fair enough. Sort of agree with you. Sort of agree with you. Yeah. Bayern Munich is a joy to watch. Max. Absolutely. 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 Did you read what Vidal said before the game? Yes, I did. We're not just some Bundesliga club. We're FC Barcelona, the best team in the world. I mean, every player is gonna say that their team is the best team in the world. So that's not much of a surprise. But the fact that he said we're not just some Bundesliga team, and then that very same night where he said that, Leipzig won against Atletico Madrid. I'm not saying anything about that. I am not. Nothing needs to be said about that. Right? I don't blame him for saying we're the best team in the world. You know, saying that about Barcelona, because every player would say that about their team. That's just the way it is. That's football. I don't really care that much about that. If he was playing for FC Bayern 2, he would say the same thing. We're the best team in the world. All right. It's just the way football is. You think Rangnick would fix Barcelona? Has he even been linked with them? I do think he would. Rangnick... But I think Rangnick needs a lot more control. I think he needs a lot more control than he probably would be given at Barcelona. If he was given full control, I would say yeah. If Rangnick is given full control of any coach in the world, I think he would do wonders with them. He is, from top to bottom, amazing. But he needs to be given that control, and if he's not given that control, he's not going to do anything with it. So I don't think he'd get that control at Barcelona, but if he was given like a lot of control over transfers, over everything, then I think he would be absolutely fantastic for any club in the world. What Champions League moment would you change for Bayern? What Champions League? 2012. Yeah, easy. Easy. 2012. The Champions League final against Chelsea at home. 2012. Easy. That's not even much of a discussion. Rangnick would be good for my club, Manchester United. Yeah, he would be great for any club in the world if he was given the control, either as a manager or, you know, or a coach. You know, from top to bottom, I think he would be amazing for any club in world football, but he needs to be given that opportunity. So that's what I think. Juve in 2016. We beat Juve in 2016. I don't know what you mean. Das war absolut krank. Nico S. Yep. One of those days. That's one of those days, my friend. One of those days. Has Kimmich played centre back? No. That's probably the one position he hasn't played. That's probably one position that he hasn't played. Nah, he hasn't played centre back. He's played right back. He's played in midfield, defensive midfield, as well as just a central midfield. I think he's played in a three-man. When we play like three at the back, he might have played as a centre back, but I don't think he's played like as a centre back in a traditional sense. I think Pep played him centre back. Has he? But it must have been a three-man midfield, right? Three-man midfield must have been that then. I don't even know which game that was then. Let me know what game that was, because it doesn't come to me. Aber Hauptsache alle sagen Farmers League. Hey man, look man. I don't like that. I don't like that thing in the first place. Farmer League. I think every league is good. I think every league has its strength. Every league has its weaknesses. I mean, I could go into that in detail, honestly, but I'm not going to unless people want me to. I'll make a separate video on that, go into that in detail about every league's strength and every league's weakness, at least for the major leagues. But I think that's a bad. It's a lazy argument to make. It's a lazy argument to make for people that don't watch leagues beyond their own leagues, that they can just go Farmers League. You know, that's really what it boils down to. You did it with Pep. What should our game plan play if we play Manchester City? It depends how Manchester City play. I will make a preview for that game, of course. What I will say right now is if Manchester City try and outplay us, if Manchester City try and outplay us, I would play in midfield. Pavard is not back. That's the issue. Pavard is not. If Pavard was back, I would play Kimmich in midfield alongside Goretzka and Thiago. Play a three-man midfield. But nah, Pavard is still injured. So I would stick with the similar formation that we're playing today, with the exception of Coman over Perisic. Although with Perisic's performance today, you know, you know, you can't really argue for Perisic being in the squad. So what I will say is this: it depends how Manchester City play. Are they gonna take the game to us, or are they gonna try and pick us off? If they're gonna try and win the midfield, if they're gonna try and win possession, so on and so forth, I think they may be in for a rude awakening. Because if they try and do that, if they try and keep possession, we have enough pace in the squad now to really punish them. If they try and play a more cautious style, it could get a lot more dicey. So I'll get into that obviously in more detail once I've actually looked at how Barcelona play. I'm gonna watch how they play. I'm gonna find some games, 3 or 4 key games, or 4 or 5 or more games if I can, and rewatch that, and then do my preview for that, or my statistical analysis for that, and I'll talk about that in more detail. But as of right now, what I will say is that it depends how they're gonna approach that game. Pep will most certainly have something special up his sleeve for us. He did with Pep. What's our game? I think Pep played him at centre back. We had many injuries. That's why. Okay, that's why. Okay, actually, yeah. I think was it against Barcelona? No, not yet. I think was it. No, it wasn't against Barcelona. I do remember him as a centre back now. I think he made a bad touch. That's what comes to mind. Like, he made a bad touch that led to a goal. I can't remember who it was against though. It could have been against like Atletico Madrid. I don't know who it was, but it was against someone. We had many injuries. We played centre back with Xabi being centre defender. It was in 2016. Okay. See, my memory is bad. Your thoughts on Alaba's mistake today? It happens. It happens. It happens. We had a mistake against Chelsea. We had a mistake today. It happens. I'm not that worried about that completely, to be honest. Wollte sagen, du hast viel mehr Abos verdient. Dein Content ist echt geil. Danke. My thought on that really is very simple. It's that I'd love to, but I'm not that. It's not that important for me whether I get more subs or not. To me, what matters is I can get my thoughts out, and exactly what I'm doing. I'm getting my thoughts out, talking about the game, talking about Bayern, talking about the history that's being made right now. So that's what's important to me. City is the tougher obstacle on the way, to be honest. Yeah. To me, they're the most dangerous team out there, and we'll see how that game goes. They still have Lyon to overcome. Don't write off Lyon just yet, but they still have Lyon to overcome. Since our defense are both shizzle, the strongest attack will most likely win. Good attack wins games, good defense wins title, as they say. Let's just enjoy the 8-2 win against Barca. We'll worry about City after they win against Lyon. Exactly. Mandeep, wiser words have never been spoken. I am Barca fan and happy that we lost so hard. Maybe now there will be needed changes at the club. Congrats. Spat M. Barcelona is a club that I enjoy watching. I'll say that. And I hope my pre-match prediction didn't come off as too harsh. I said that we're gonna beat you lot 4-1. I didn't expect an 8-2, granted, but I said that because I looked at your team, and I said this already earlier today. You lot have a very good team in terms of individual players, but you're just not cohesive as a unit. And I feel like with a good coach, with some necessary changes, you could very much be back on top in a year or two. So maybe this will be a blessing in disguise for you. This might very well come. You might very well look back on this in the future and be like, yeah, you know what, deserved. We're now back to where we need to be. So you lot are one of the few teams that I very much enjoy watching, and I very much enjoy your philosophy. Be it even if it comes back to bite you, I very much enjoy your philosophy. So you are a team that I hope gets back on top, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes for you lot. Thoughts on Alaba and Boateng? Should we play Lucas and Sula or stick with Alaba and Boateng? They say don't change something that's working. Don't fix something that's Don't try and fix something that's working. It depends. It depends. Obviously, the player that would get subbed off is Boateng for Sula. Boateng had a very good first half. I struggled a little bit in the second half. Will I play Sula? I don't know. He's played against Chelsea a little bit. He's played against, obviously, Barcelona today a little bit. Is he fit for 90 minutes? That's the key question. If he's fit for 90 minutes, I think he has a very good argument for starting, depending on how the training goes over the next couple of days. If he's not fit for 90 minutes, then I wouldn't risk him. That's really what it boils down to for me. 4-1 each half, yeah, exactly. Perfect prediction. Stick with Alaba and Boateng. What transfer do you wish Bayern had signed that they were linked with? Oh, that's a great one. Neymar. Always Neymar. 2014, Neymar. Well, technically it was 2013, at the end of 2013. At the end of the 2013 period, Neymar. Pep's condition for coming to Bayern was for us to sign Neymar. We didn't get him, we got Götze instead. Hindsight, obviously, Götze did very poor for us. But if we had got Neymar, I think he would have been absolutely brilliant for us. But that's what I think. Sayin, how you doing? Alphonso Davies is the GOAT. Absolutely. The greatest player of all time, easily. Easily as well. That's a beauty. Easily as well. Not just comfortably, easily. Perfect. Alaba and Süle, in my opinion. Again, there's a good argument to be made for Süle. I'm not necessarily going to deny that. Alphonso did what Messi is expected to do today. Absolute gem. We need to keep him. Yeah. I said this during the game. Alphonso Davies, his assist reminded me of Alaba's assist in 2013, where Alaba dribbled out, the Barcelona, Barcelona defense, and then laid it back to Müller for Müller to score the 4th goal against Barcelona. That's what it reminded me of. Boateng got absolutely rinsed by Suarez. That was a very poor. He very poor 10 minutes in the second half. He then composed himself, found himself again, but then he got subbed off as well. So yeah. Should have signed Kevin De Bruyne as well. Yes, absolutely. We just didn't want to pay the price. Same with Sané. We didn't want to pay the price, and it comes back. Now we've got Sané. Will we in the future get Kevin De Bruyne? I don't know. Hansi Flick hat das Team einfach auf ein anderes Level gebracht. They're just all happy. He brought Müller in, and the second he brought Müller in, we started playing good. Coincidence? I think not. Kovac, who didn't play Müller, got sacked because he played bad. Flick, who brought Müller back into the squad, suddenly we played good. Coincidence? I think not. Who replaces Thiago in the starting lineup when he leaves next year? He leaves this year most likely. But if Thiago leaves, it's not that much of a big thing. It's not that much of a massive loss to us. Kimmich has been one of our starting players. Obviously, he's playing as a right back right now, which is allowing Thiago to play that much. But our midfield has generally been, after the restart, has generally been Kimmich and Goretzka. So that's going to most likely be our starting midfielders going forward. And Tolisso is coming back as well. He's obviously just came back from a massive injury, so he's only slowly been integrated into the squad. Thiago is a fantastic player, don't get me wrong, but he wasn't our starting midfielder. Those were Kimmich and he was before the quarantine period. It was Kimmich and Thiago. But since the restart, since Goretzka put in some weight, some muscle, he's been starting in front of Thiago. But now with injuries, Kimmich is forced to play right back, which means that Thiago is playing a lot more. So we have enough players in midfield. Midfield is probably our most stacked position that we can play instead. How much for Alphonso Davies? Luke Shaw is average. He's not going anywhere. Davies is not going anywhere anytime soon. Would Kovac be happy or sad at Flip right now? I don't know. Good question. Very good question. Do you prefer Bundesliga over the English Premier League? Yes. I might just be biased because obviously my team is playing in the Bundesliga. But I just enjoy watching. I enjoy watching the lower teams in the Bundesliga a lot more than the lower teams in the Premier League. In terms of the top teams in the Premier League, I would enjoy watching them a lot. My issue with the Bundesliga is that a lot of them are naive. I'm not saying which league is better. I'm saying which enjoy watching more. I think a lot of the teams in the Bundesliga that are at the top are very naive in the sense that they like going forward. They like attacking. They have this very. You look at. They have this very Leverkusen, Borussia Mönchengladbach kind of vibe where they press you. They go attack. Which, when it works, is absolutely brilliant. When it doesn't work, they suddenly concede 5 goals. That's just how they play. That's just how those two. That's how those teams in the Bundesliga play. Besides Dortmund, Leipzig, and Bayern, but they will attack, press, almost to a fault. And if it works, it looks great. If it doesn't work, it doesn't look great at all. Thank goodness Havertz won't choose Bayern. They don't need more time. We didn't want Bayern in the first place. we didn't want Havertz yet this season. We want him next season, and if he's not going to stay until next season, so he's most likely going to go to Chelsea, honestly. Like, if he were to stay one more season, I think next season we would definitely get him. He's a fantastic player. Like, he's a fantastic player, and we wanted him when it seemed like Müller wasn't that good under Kovac. Now with Müller being revived under Flick, since Flick came over, there, you look at the rumors, all of them have said that we're not really, while we have our eyes on him, while we keep our tabs on him, we don't want him this season. So that's a massive, massive thing that Müller came back and is like, yeah, we are absolutely, he's absolutely a starter now. Like, Müller has been starting pretty much every game under Flick. That's why we've looked so good. I'm going to end it soon now. Like, I don't want to, this has been like, we've been live now for 3 hours. I'm going to end it soon, ladies and gentlemen. So I won't be doing this for too much longer. So get your last questions in if you have any, and then we'll be ending it. Worst player you've... one second before I read that. Also, we need to sign Perisic permanently. He scored a sensational goal today, which put us back in the lead, and he would be a great squad. I think so too. It depends on the price, but I think we should perhaps get Perisic as well. I know he accepts his role as a sub, which is great. Having a player that accepts his role as a sub is great. It's just the fee. That's really what it boils down to. That's what the rumors have said so far. Worst player you said played for Bayern. I'll say I'll answer this with this. Worst transfer Bayern has had. Breno. That's how I would answer that. That's how I would answer that. Should Coutinho be bought? No, he's too expensive. Unfortunately, he's too expensive, and he's honestly not that needed. He's just too expensive for what he offers. Good evening, my friend. Off to write my thesis now. Anup, have a nice evening. Peace out to you. I'm going to get myself food, which is why I actually want to end this, because I want to get some food, order some food, so I rise, and the shops, well, it's only 11, so it's not that late yet, so, yeah, yeah. But have you seen Arsenal play? I have, I have. I've also seen them play, with Emery, I've seen them play, currently as well. I've watched a lot of teams, which is why I'm thinking of, like, opening a second channel, where I just talk about football in general, like, what I've seen of the, like, which teams I've seen play, so on and so forth, because I watch a lot of football. I don't talk about a lot of football, granted, but I watch a lot of football. I don't make that many videos on the channel either, granted, but I do watch a lot of football. Like, generally, whenever my TV is always on. I never watch TV, but my TV is always on. I'll say that my TV is always on because, like, in case something happens, I can just look over. But, like, I don't watch TV. It's just on in the background, just background noise essentially, right? But I do watch a lot of football because my channel is always on the football channel. So, like, anytime there's football on or any other sport, I watch it. But, like, yeah, so there's a lot of football that I watch. So I don't know what comment is supposed to say. What do you think about Coutinho's performance, and should he stay? Sorry if this has been asked already. Just joined. Coutinho, he hasn't been instrumental. Like, his performance is very reminiscent of today's performance, where when he comes on in a game where Bayern is scoring a lot, he generally contributes to 1 or 2 goals. But he hasn't been a match winner, like where, like, it's a 0-0 game and we need someone to score a crucial goal. He hasn't been that, or a crucial assist. He hasn't been that. That's been Müller. That's been Lewandowski. That's been Gnabry. Perisic even. Those are players that, when the chips are down, step up essentially. Like Coutinho, he is a good player, but he's not a difference maker. And that's kind of what Bayern want, a difference maker. Now, Coutinho was brought in because Müller wasn't performing under Kovac, right? But Müller started performing again, and Coutinho has basically been left out of the squad because Müller has been that good. Müller has broken assist records this season. That's how good he's been. Obviously, scored 2 goals today as well. So, he just can't get past Müller. And we brought him originally to play centrally and on the wings. He's not that good on the wings. So, we have bigger priorities. Like, we need another winger. Like, if we get Perisic, I still think we need another winger. Someone that's either very young, either bring them up from the youth team, or someone that's at the twilight of their career and that will accept a secondary squad role as well, such as Perisic, in addition to Perisic. Because, let's face it, Coman gets injured a lot. Sané just came back from a massive injury. So, we have a lot of, like, things like that, where it's like, players that can get injured a lot. Now we have Davis as well, who could play on the left wing, absolutely, but he hasn't played there at all. So yeah, Dude, what am I? You're still hype, man. Mandeep, you've been saying that for like the last 2 hours or so, and you know what? I can't blame you in the slightest. Brenner got arrested, right? Yes, he did. He burned his house down. Player you wishing you hadn't sold. Oh. That's a great one. The first thought to me was like Tony Kroos. But we made a lot of fantastic transfers after him as well, so I can't really say that. I actually don't know. Schweinsteiger. Fuck it. Schweinsteiger. I mean, that's an easy one. But that's more for sentimental reasons than anything else. But yeah, I'll go with him. I'll go with him. But for sentimental reasons, not so much for performance reasons, alright? Vidal seemed a bit angry towards us at times. That's Vidal. That's just the kind of player Vidal is. You know, he's the kind of player that will give everything and will, you know, put his heart. He wears his heart on his sleeve, so it's what it is. You think we looked a bit shaky in the first 15 minutes, first 10 minutes. First 10 minutes. Should Alphonso Davies play as a winger next season? I mean, my thing is, don't fix something that isn't broken. So play him as a left back, but I feel like give him a bit of opportunity further up front as well. Like, I wouldn't say like start him as a, you know, in the wings next season, but like let him move forward. Let him move forward like second half when we're winning games, or you know, second half when things aren't going as well. Let him move forward a little bit more, and like let him just like settle, basically. Let him settle. Let him have game time. Let him get experience, and then settle, and then, you know, move onwards from that. Player from rival club you would take? Would you take Rashika? I'll take Hummels. That's to me. I'll take Hummels. If you think that Dortmund are rivals, I would take Hummels. I know, back and forth. I would take Hummels, straight up. Nah, you know what? Nah, Dortmund have. I would take Sancho, who's obviously linked to Manchester United, to you lot. But I would take Sancho. Because we need a winger. That's what about. We need another winger, whether it's a young one or an experienced one. We need another winger. But obviously, he would be too expensive right now in Corona season, so who knows? Just treat yourself with your favorite meal, you guys. What a great victory was. I will most certainly do that myself. Zagadou, probably. Where are you from? Where am I from? That's always a weird question to ask. If you mean where was I born? You know, where was I born? Germany. I was born in Munich. Where do I live currently? Manchester. Speaking of Manchester United, currently living in Manchester United. Currently living in Manchester, about 10 minutes away from like the city stadium, actually. If you ask where my parents are from, my dad is from Germany, my mum is from Ghana. I hope that helps. It's always one of those questions that are like mental hoops, kind of, where I have to go through mental hoops. Rotate Davis in game, but definitely start him at left back, most certainly. He overlaps as a left back anyway, so the position is meaningless. Yes, like the whole point, the reason why we started him at left back is that it's a funny point actually, is that like he was good at attack, like he was good playing up front, he was good playing as a left back, as a left winger, but he wasn't tracking back enough. He wasn't defensively good enough. So what we decided to do is like, okay, we're gonna play him as a left back. That way, he's gonna have to play good defensively. He's gonna have to grow into that role. Now that he's that good defensively, it's like, do you really want to push him forward? Like, it's one of those things where like we played him further back so that he would get the experience of playing defensively. But now that he's so good, it's like, do you even want to bring him out forward? It's like, it's one of those things. It's one of those things that just worked. Sancho ain't coming. I mean, that's what the rumors. That's what Watzke is saying. But like, Watzke says a lot. Is he gonna move to you lot? I don't think so. I'll be honest, I don't think so. But I would say it's like a 90 to 10%, like 10% that he might actually still move to you lot. Obviously I'm not that in the know. I'm not an ITK. But that's my percentage of what I would give it to. All right. You think Boateng is slightly underappreciated? He will forever be, but yes, I do think Boateng is slightly underappreciated. But I think people that watch Bayern rate Boateng. I think people that don't watch Bayern have this notion where like Neuer, Müller, and Boateng are finished. To put it in context, I think people that don't watch Bayern think that those three are finished because they had a slump. They don't recognize that those players got over the slump and are now back to the best. They don't realize that, which is a shame, you know. But what can you do? The Bayern fans appreciate them. That's the important thing. That's the important thing for them, that the Bayern fans appreciate them, even if other fans don't as much. But it's just one of those things, I guess. Tausif, hey, we called it. Prince, we called it. Not the scoreline, but yeah, I mean, we both called it. Absolutely, Tausif. We both called it that, we would do very, 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 very well today, and we'd beat Barca. I was probably the most confident person out there, so yeah. Me and you were both very, very confident about this game, so yeah. Your opinion about Kimmy's performance, I thought first 10 minutes, our whole defense besides Boateng was very poor. That includes Kimmy. But I think after that, we had a very, very solid performance from the whole team. From the bottom to the top, I thought we had a overall, like, I feel that if I had to give the team a rating, I would give everyone a rating of an 8, except for Müller, who'd probably get like an 8.5 today. That's me. Was 80 million on Hernandez waste as Alaba moves to centre back? It wasn't a waste. It hasn't panned out so far though. Like, the thing is, he's, how old is he? 21, 22. So he's a lot of time, and he can play left back, he can play centre back. He's versatile. He just has been unlucky with injury. So it's not a waste. It's just that that he's been unfortunately plagued by injuries, and other people have stepped up as well. So it's not a waste. He's very young, very good, very experienced as well. So it's not a waste unless we sell him for a significantly cheaper fee. But he still has a glorious career ahead of him. I'd much rather pay 80 million for, like, 21, 22-year-old proven players than pay that kind of money for like 27, 28-year-old players, if that makes sense. Mourinho wanted Boateng at my club, Manchester United. I would take him over Maguire. Look, Maguire is good. Maguire is good. I feel like your team in general is actually very good. I do feel you need a little bit more reinforcement in certain key areas, but I feel like your team in general is very good. I also do feel like you need to give Ole a little bit more time. I have a friend who I spoke to recently who is a Manchester United fan, and he was telling me that Greenwood is like the next best player. Straight up the next best player. And I was like, interesting. I'm going to have to watch you a lot more closely next season and see whether that's the case or not. So I don't watch you lot too much. I do watch you lot enough to say that you have a good team. I don't watch you lot enough to say, X player or Y player is going to have a breakout season or anything of that sort, if that makes sense. Alright, so these are going to be the last few questions I'm going to answer, and I'm going to leave it for that. I think Lucas will prove his worth next season. I think so too. Lucas will bench one, unfortunately. Look, Boateng might leave, he might not leave, right? But we have enough players, and we have enough injuries that, fact is, everyone's going to get game time. Like, you look at our defenders. I was going to say, how I'm going to... Is Alaba a defender? Is he as a centre-back now? I would say yes, alright? Look at our centre... Let's focus just on our centre-backs, alright? Alaba, Boateng, Süle, Pavard, and Hernandez. It's 5 players, right? Now, from those 5 players, Alaba can play left back. Pavard can play right back. Süle can just play centre back, but Hernandez can also play left back and centre back. So we're very versatile. So if we have one injury in left back, for example, or right back, we have players that can fill in those spots. So everyone's going to get a lot of game time. That's the key thing. Everyone's going to get a lot of game time. So I wouldn't be too worried about that. Carpe diem. What a great motto. Barca will never be the same again. They will be like 30 years ago. They will be a great team like Real, Juve, Bayern. I don't think so at all. They have way too much money, and in this point, they have also way too much, too big of a name, where people will go to them. People will go to them if they splash the cash and they get the right manager in. That's the key thing. If they get the right manager in, they're gonna be fantastic because they have the cash, they have the name, they have Messi. Messi alone is big enough attraction for a lot of players to play with, for them to move there. So I don't quite agree with that, unfortunately. Where will Nienzo play? I think Nienzo will have to get integrated into the squad. He's good, and I think he will get better and better, and I think he will essentially in a year or two establish a name for himself. I don't think he's going to get that much game time next season, but I think he's going to grow into that squad. Granted, we also don't know how our injury records will go because, with this corona situation, we are playing a lot more games in a lot shorter notice, so we don't have a lot of break between games. So who knows, we might have a lot of injuries next season, hopefully not, but if we do, he's someone that can fill in. Proud to be a fan of the team. Anyway, we got to go now. Almost 4 a.m. Great discussion about Bayern here on this channel. Cheers, everyone. Peace out. MiaSanMia. Mandeep. Have a nice day. Man, Germans know this job, especially your technical director has real balls. Yes. Yes. Yes, it's funny how Salihamidzic was criticised at the beginning because the first season that he was brought in, he made no signings. And now you look at the signings that he's made, it's been absolutely brilliant. You know, from manager to players, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Can you count to 8? Müller, Gnabry. Alaba had some weakness in his defending. Hernandez should have done better in that own goal. He would have done better in that specific situation, but look, it happens. Own goals happens. Mistakes like that in football happen. Better now than later, I would say. Instead of good night, I'll log off with MiaSanMia. Cheers, brother. VP, have a nice evening. Peace out. Tausif, City are the ones that can stop us. We look very fragile at the start. This can happen. This can't happen against the likes of Kevin De Bruyne. Yes, City are, in my opinion, the most dangerous opponent that we can face. And then to answer the final question by AK, sorry if I'm butchering your name. I'll just call you AK. City or Lyon? I think City are too strong, but in this one-legged tie, anything can happen, and I wouldn't count Lyon out necessarily. So that's how I'm going to end it, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be very, very fun seeing Lyon versus Manchester City tomorrow. I'm going to be very much looking forward to that, but we'll see how that goes. It's a one-legged tie. Anything can happen. It's not 2 legs, so we'll see how that goes. I'm a Barca fan, and YouTube recommended it to me. Why, God, why? You played good, well-deserved. Ahmed, I wish you all the best for your team. I think once you get like a proper manager in and you sort out some things with your team, which a manager can obviously do, I think you lot will be right back at top. I think you lot will be right back up there. You just have to sort of get over that hurdle, and once you get over that hurdle, I think you lot are too good of a team. You have too good of a player, too good of players, too many good players that I don't think you're gonna stay down for long. That's my honest opinion, though. GG stream, Jodabits. Have a nice evening yourself, and let's be real. City is getting smashed. Mountain Monkey. I like that confidence. I like that confidence. But, ladies and gentlemen, I will be seeing you all in the next one, everyone. Until then, have a nice day. Peace out, everyone, and bye.